Hersam Acorn newspapers, publishers of the Greenwich Post, New Canaan Advertiser, the Darien Times, the Ridgefield Press, the Weston Forum, the Wilton Bulletin, the Reading Pilot, the Lewisboro Ledger, the Monroe Courier, the Eastern Courier, the Trumbull Times, Fairfield Sun, Shelton Herald, the Stratford Star, the Milford Mirror, and the Valley Gazette.
This is the HAN Network, the leader in local news, sports, arts, and entertainment in southwestern Connecticut.
This is your coffee break on the HAN Network.
It's Monday, August 24th, and this is your coffee break live on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and I'll be bringing you all of the headlines this morning, including the latest on a missing Easton couple and a fatal fire in the valley, and much more. Later in the hour, we're going to be joined by Connecticut United Ride Director Fred Garrity to talk about this weekend's event. But first, on to the news this morning. One person is dead after a fire in an apartment house at 204-206 Derby Avenue on Sunday. The Valley Indy reports that the victim was identified as 48-year-old Nilda Ruiz. Police and a firefighter told relatives the news across the street as firefighters still battled the blaze. 5 families were displaced. By late Sunday, a GoFundMe page listed a family from the fire as the beneficiary. State police sent out a press release about 9 o'clock Sunday saying that detectives from the state's Fire and Explosion Investigative Unit had taken over investigation into the fire. The state unit took over at the request of the state's attorney's office, according to a prepared statement. The Office of the Chief State's Medical Examiner also responded and will conduct a post-mortem examination to determine the cause of death, state police said. According to the account from state police, after the fire was suppressed, it was determined that one person was unaccounted for. A search of the fire scene was conducted, and one female was located deceased. Derby Police Chief Gerald Narowski, Deputy Chief Scott Todd, and Lieutenant Justin Stanko were on scene Sunday morning, in addition to Derby patrol officers. In other news, the search for the missing couple, Jeffrey and Jeanette Navin, led state police to a search of a landfill in Putnam, according to the Weston Forum. During the week of August 18th, state police detectives conducted a search of the Putnam ash residue landfill operated by Wheelabrator Technologies. According to a statement issued by Kelly Grant, the public information officer with the Connecticut State Police, she said the search has revealed no human remains at this point and that the Putnam ash residue landfill was searched in an effort to rule it out as a possible location. State police detectives are conducting searches, gathering evidence, and following leads to determine the whereabouts of the Navins. State police detectives stated that the Wheelabrator Technologies has been cooperative with the search. Wheelabrator's ash residue landfill in Putnam is a 9 million cubic yard landfill designed to accommodate ash from all of Connecticut's waste-to-energy facilities. 56-year-old Jeffrey Navin and his wife, 55-year-old Jeanette, were reported missing on August 7th. Jeanette Navin is a longtime employee of Weston Public Schools. Jeffrey Navin is the president of J&J Refuse, a Westport sanitation company. The couple's son, Kyle Navin, is listed as the general manager of J&J Refuse on the website jjrefuse.com. Last Wednesday night, members of the State Police Western District Major Crime Squad conducted a search of Kyle Navin's home on Aldine Avenue in Bridgeport, looking for evidence connected to the possible death of his parents. State police were also in Easton on Thursday, combing fields at the end of Sunset Road, which abuts a farm. Anyone who knows the whereabouts of Jeffrey and Jeanette Navin or has any information is asked to contact state police at 860-685-8190. Darien police arrested 2 men late last week that they say were selling heroin in the northwest section of town. Investigators say that on August 20th, a subject identified as 24-year-old Joshua Sanchez would be coming from the Waterbury area to Darien for the purpose of selling heroin to local residents. Officers, along with detectives, undercover officers, and a canine unit, set up surveillance in the 500 block of Hoyt Street close to the Merritt Parkway. Shortly after 11 o'clock in the evening, officers observed a vehicle being operated by Sanchez traveling south on Hoyt Street. The vehicle was also occupied by a second man who was later identified as 24-year-old Roberto Callis of Seymour. A traffic stop was then conducted in the area of Leeds Lane, and both Sanchez and Callo were detained. Sanchez was found to be in possession of 110 bags of wax folds of heroin and $255. Calles was found to be in possession of 4.9 grams of marijuana. Both subjects were placed under arrest and transported to Darien Police Headquarters for booking. Sanchez and Calles were charged with possession of narcotics and possession with intent to sell, and Calles received an additional charge for the possession of marijuana. Both subjects are previously convicted felons, police said, with past narcotics histories and were issued $50,000 bonds. After posting bonds, both parties were released and are scheduled to appear in Stamford Superior Court August 31st. Darien police say the investigation is ongoing. From January 1st to July 31st, there have been 28 confirmed heroin-related overdose fatalities in Fairfield County. That number does not include the dozens of non-fatal heroin-related overdoses that have occurred in the area as well. Fairfield firefighters are saying things could have been much worse during a Sunday afternoon fire if the apartment building had not had a sprinkler system. Fairfield firefighters responded to 130 Fairchild Avenue around 2:45 in the afternoon Sunday for a reported kitchen fire. Upon gaining access to the apartment, firefighters determined the fire had been controlled by the building's sprinkler system. On-scene fire units began an extensive search and ventilation operation. High levels of carbon monoxide were found on multiple floors of the building. The occupants of the fire apartment were evaluated for smoke inhalation. The building was ventilated and all 54 units were searched. Fairfield firefighters said that the occupants of the building were extremely lucky that the building had a sprinkler system and that the sprinkler system kept the fire in check. The damage could have been much worse had there not been a working system. Firefighters also reminded people of the importance of evacuating a building when the fire alarm system sounds, as occupants were found in the building after the fire and they did not evacuate, and in fact there were high levels of carbon monoxide in the area. Fire units remained on scene for about 2 hours. 2 apartments in the building were damaged and will not be able to be occupied. The Bridgeport Police Department are seeking public assistance in identifying 2 robbery suspects. They've released video, which we're showing now, showing one of the incidents from the suspect, one of the suspects in the incident. This happened on July 17th around 1:30 in the morning. The male victim was beaten and kidnapped from Park Avenue. The victim was transported in his own vehicle as a passenger to People's United Bank on Park Avenue. At the bank, the victim was forced to use the ATM, and then the victim was subsequently abandoned at the bank. Both suspects fled. One suspect fled with the victim's vehicle. Anyone with information regarding this incident should contact Bridgeport Police Detective A.J. Cavallo at 203-581-5240. Taking a turn now, I'm going to throw it over to Rob Adams for a look at today's weather.
Good morning, Kate. Good morning, everyone. We've got a partly sunny day with isolated showers late this morning, high in the mid-80s. Tonight, we look at a mostly cloudy night. A chance of showers, isolated thunderstorms, humid, low in the upper 60s, with a south wind from 5 to 10. Tuesday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly sunny. A chance of showers and thunderstorms, humid, highs in the mid-80s. We move to Tuesday night, partly cloudy, more of the same. Chance of showers, thunderstorms in the evening, mostly clear after midnight. The low will be 60. 82 and mostly sunny for Wednesday, partly cloudy for Wednesday night with a low of 62. Thursday and 78. Thursday and sunny and 78, that is, for Thursday. Anyway, Shelton 79, Darien is 78, Ridgefield has 77, Kate.
All right, thanks, Rob. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Donald Ang is going to give us a look back on this day in history, and we have a lot more news coming up on your coffee break after this.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
A variety of food trucks, hands-on activities, live music, a different theme every night, plus top women's tennis. It's the 2015 Connecticut Open presented by United Technologies. Be there as some of the world's best competed at the largest pro tennis event in New England. And catch famous players John McEnroe, James Blake, and more in the men's Legends event presented by PowerShares series. It all adds up to one legendary week, August 21st through the 29th at the Connecticut Tennis Center in New Haven. Get your tickets at ctopen.org.
The long winter is finally astern. Bait is invading the harbors, coves, and inlets. Stripers, fluke, and porgies are on the move. In the streams and lakes, trout, smallmouth, largemouth, and walleye have moved out of hibernation. At the dock shop, it's all systems go. And now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and their newest location at 609 Riverside Avenue in Westport. Bait, tackle, apparel, and of course, all the marine and nautical accessories that they're known for are ready for you at the dock shop. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Visit us at dockshop.com.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332. And online at stratfordsmile.com.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate roadshows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com. Enjoy an autumn afternoon in the garden at the Garden House at Keeler Tavern Museum, 132 Main Street, Ridgefield, for Sweets and Sips, Sunday, September 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. Relax in our beautiful garden setting and enjoy classical music as you sample items from local bakeries, chocolatiers, sweet shops, and restaurants. Wine tasting provided by the area's best liquor stores, wine vendors, and local wineries. Sweets and Sips, presented by Hersam Acorn. Join us for a sweet time. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit hersamacorn.events/sweets and sips.
You're watching and listening to the HAN Network.
And we're back with more of your coffee break live on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski. Going to throw it over to Donald Ang now for a look back on this day in history.
It was a sad ending to a stellar career, and it happened on this date 26 years ago. But first we go to 79 AD. Mount Vesuvius erupts, burying the cities of Pompeii, Herculaneum, and Stabiae in volcanic ash. Note, this date has been challenged, and many scholars do believe the event actually occurred on October 24th. We're going to go with today. The towns were thriving communities one day and gone from history the next, but their discovery and excavations have given great insight into the daily lives of first-century humans. 1215, Pope Innocent III declares the Magna Carta invalid in return for King John's submission to his authority. The Magna Carta limited the power of the throne over English nobility, and most English nobles, unsurprisingly, did not accept the Pope's action. 1814, British troops invade Washington, D.C. during the burning of Washington, and the White House, Capitol, and many other buildings are set ablaze. Unfortunately, the IRS building did not exist yet. 1967, led by Abby Hoffman, the Youth International Party disrupts trading at the New York Stock Exchange by throwing dollar bills from the viewing gallery. That causes trading to cease as the brokers scramble to pick them up. 1992, Hurricane Andrew makes landfall just south of Miami as a Category 5 hurricane. The storm causes almost total destruction across thousands of square miles. And finally, in 1989, a dark day for baseball.
The banishment for life of Pete Rose from baseball is the sad end of a sorry episode. One of the game's greatest players has engaged in a variety of acts which have stained the game. and he must now live with the consequences of those acts. By choosing not to come to a hearing before me, and by choosing not to proffer any testimony or evidence contrary to the evidence and information contained in the report of the special counsel to the commissioner, Mr. Rose has accepted baseball's ultimate sanction, which is lifetime ineligibility. The matter of Mr. Rose is now closed.
That's Cincinnati Reds manager Pete Rose, the all-time hit leader in Major League Baseball, banned from the game for life for gambling by Commissioner A. Bartlett Giamatti. That's your look back in history. August 24th, I am Donald Ing.
Thanks, Don. Well, Rob, we should mention that tomorrow we're not going to be in our Shelton studio because we have some big announcements coming up.
Yeah, we've got something exciting going on tomorrow. We will be down in Norwalk with a special live edition of Nutmeg Sports later in the day from off-site, so we're looking forward to that. We've got an announcement going on tomorrow, along with some other announcements, some changes coming up in what's going on here at the HAN network and around Hersam Acorn, and some really exciting stuff going on that I know that I'm pumped to get going with very soon. So that will all be coming tomorrow. A press conference, as we mentioned, down at the Norwalk Inn. So we're looking forward to that, and it'll be we think we'll be on right around noon, is my understanding. But the Nutmeg Sports part will be a little bit later in the day. So it's gonna be an exciting day. We'll all be there, Kate.
Yeah.
So I'm a little nervous.
No, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
It is going to be a good time tomorrow.
All good things.
So, yeah, very good things. As I keep saying, exciting, but I'll go back to that again. It's exciting stuff. So that is coming tomorrow right here on the HAN network.
All right. Thanks, Rob. Well, getting back to some headlines this morning. More than 125 firearms were taken off the streets over the weekend thanks to Bridgeport's gun buyback program initiated by Mayor Bill Finch and hosted by the Bridgeport Police Department. The latest installment of Bridgeport's gun buyback program, which was held on Saturday at the Bridgeport Police Department Community Services Division, which is at 1395 Sylvan Avenue, resulted in a total of 127 firearms being bought. As part of the program, the Bridgeport Police offers up to $200 for a working handgun. People turning in rifles will receive up to $100, and a weapon determined to be an assault rifle will be eligible for up to $400. Bridgeport's gun buyback program began in 2012 and has resulted in taking more than 1,000 guns off the street. The previous installment of Bridgeport's gun buyback program took place July 18th and resulted in taking 100 additional guns off the street, including 5 assault weapons. The police department has added additional walking beats in an effort to fight crime targeted in areas across the city, according to a press release from Mayor Finch, and the police department plans to add 100 officers in the next 18 to 24 months. Well, Shelton firefighters battled a truck fire Sunday afternoon. Justin Mayer and Matt LaCourciere from the Huntington Fire Company stretched a hose line to attack a landscape trailer and truck fire on Hurd Road under the direction of Lieutenant Don Zach on Sunday around 3:30 in the afternoon. The cause of the fire has yet to be confirmed and no injuries have been reported. More updates on that story can be found at sheltonherald.com. Police say a Connecticut man was killed after his vehicle was struck by a wrong-way driver in Watertown. It happened just before 10 o'clock Saturday. Police say 43-year-old John Fretz of Morris was driving on the wrong side of Route 8 and crashed headfirst into the car of Daniel Jodick of Torrington. Police say the 29-year-old man was pronounced dead at the scene. Fretz was taken to Waterbury Hospital after complaining of back, leg, and arm pain. The incident is now under investigation. Well, average retail gasoline prices in Connecticut fell 3.6 cents per gallon in the past week, averaging $2.68 a gallon yesterday, according to Gas Buddy's daily survey of more than 1,500 gas outlets in Connecticut. This compares with the national average that fell 7.1 cents per gallon in the last week to $2.60 per gallon, according to GasBuddy.com. Including the change in gas prices in Connecticut during the past week, prices yesterday were $1.06 per gallon lower than the same day 1 year ago and are 20.1 cents per gallon lower than a month ago. The national average has decreased 12.8 cents per gallon during the last month and stands 82.8 cents per gallon lower than this day 1 year ago. Well, in Trumbull, despite some remaining controversy and confusion over how the traditional Trumbull Day in June has become part of the first Trumbull Fall Festival weekend in September, it appears there will be rides, food, vendors, including a beer garden, live music, and fireworks Saturday, September 12th from 2 to 10 at Trumbull High School, with fireworks starting at 8:30. Lynn Arno, who is the Chief of Staff for First Selectman Tim Herbst, and Stuart McCarthy, who is the Director of Parks and Recreation, told the Trumbull Times last week that although no carnival vendor submitted bids by the deadline of Friday, August 14th, a vendor has been secured that will offer a total of 16 rides, ranging from spectacular to major to kiddie rides at a cost that was consistent with budgeted expectations. With this major part of the program finalized, Arnaud said there will be no change in the $15,000 allocation from the town's general fund that was approved at a joint session of the Board of Finance and Town Council August 13th. Originally, $45,000 was sought from the fund to offset a projected $11,000 loss and a reserve in the event the town's conservative projections were not conservative enough of a safety net. Arnaud and McCarthy presented at that meeting, but heard frustration from the Finance Board over a lack of publicity surrounding the newly formed two-day event that includes the 37th Annual Arts Festival on the Town Hall Green, which happens Sunday. However, Arnaud and McCarthy were excited to unveil the details of the festival recently. A new feature this fall will be the Beer Garden, which will be run by the new Voracious Brewing Company in Monroe that opened this past June. Going to throw it over to Rob Adams again for another look at Monday's weather. Rob?
It looks like a good one so far as we look outside. A partly sunny day. There's some isolated showers later in the morning, but it doesn't seem to be a problem right now. Highs in the mid-80s with a southeast wind. See, this is what happens when you come back from vacation. A southeast wind from 5 to 10. Later today into tonight, mostly cloudy. A chance of showers with isolated thunderstorms. Humid lows in the upper 60s. Mostly cloudy for your Tuesday, becoming partly sunny. Chance of showers and thunderstorms. Humid, high mid-80s again. Partly cloudy, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening for Tuesday night, low of 60. Sunny and 82 for Wednesday, drops down to the 60s Wednesday night, and Thursday is mostly sunny, highs in the upper 70s. Shelton has 79, Darien 78, Ridgefield has 77 as we send it back over to Kate.
All right. Thanks, Rob. Well, we're going to take another break. Come back with more news on your coffee break after this.
It's Lots of Characters, specializing in children's birthday parties with your child's favorite characters. When you want to party hardy, when you need to celebrate, call us. We won't be late. We help create lasting memories for you and your child on their special day. Call us at 203-590-1791 or visit our website at lotsofcharacters.org for more information and to see our party packages. Lots of Characters, 203-590-1791 or online at lotsofcharacters.org.
Located in the heart of picturesque downtown Ridgefield at 13 Governor Street, Colby's is the area's premier retailer for blinds, shades, shutters, and draperies, and is one of the select few Hunter Douglas Gallery dealers. A family-owned and operated company, Colby's experienced staff will work with you in choosing the best treatments for your home or office and offer free measuring and expert installation. Colby's also carries an extensive line of decorative fabrics including Schumacher, Durley, Tebow, and more. Or browse over 400 books in our wallpaper library from famous designers such as Stroheim, Schumacher, Ralph Lauren, Tebow, and York. Take advantage of our Fashion in Motion savings event with savings and rebates on Hunter Douglas shades with Power Rise technology. Colby's of Ridgefield. We are committed to your complete satisfaction. 203-438-8531.
The long winter is finally astern. Bait is invading the harbors, coves, and inlets. Stripers, fluke, and porgies are on the move. In the streams and lakes, trout, smallmouth, largemouth, and walleye have moved out of hibernation. At the dock shop, it's all systems go. And now in two locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and their newest location at 609 Riverside Avenue in Westport. Bait, tackle, apparel, and of course, all the marine and nautical accessories that they're known for are ready for you at the dock shop. Boater, Beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Visit us at dockshop.com.
Kite Rockefeller Estate is Westchester County's top cultural attraction and is now open for the season. Don't miss out. Go online to hudsonvalley.org to plan your visit. Take a drive out to beautiful Sleepy Hollow, New York, and enjoy Kite stunning architecture, breathtaking gardens, expansive art galleries, and commanding Hudson River views. From world-class art by Picasso and Warhol to expertly tended gardens, there's something for everyone. Kite Rockefeller Estate, a National Trust for Historic Preservation landmark.
Now you can keep up with what's happening in Darien with the convenience of the Darien Times Online. Your choice. Print or digital subscription for just $45 a year. Or get the print and digital bundle for just $10 more, $55 a year. To subscribe to the Darien Times, go to hersamsecure.com/CIRC or call the circulation department at 203-894-3388. The Darien Times, now in print and online. Don't miss a single issue. Subscribe today. This is the HAN Network.
And we're back with your coffee break live on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you some news across the region this morning. And in some fun, lighthearted news, whether you have a scruffy, styled, or tapered beard, 7-time Connecticut Photographer of the Year Steve Cooper wants to take your picture to help those experiencing homelessness. Cooper is looking for individuals with distinctive facial hair to create a fine art character study portraits to create a fundraising exhibit to help the homeless in local communities. A session with Cooper for his project costs $25, and all of the proceeds will be divided among the 3 agencies Beth El Center, Columbus House, and Spooner House. Each participant who is photographed will receive a design consultation and portrait session with Cooper, and then will be judged by 3 judges to vote for their favorite image. A 4th vote will be a People's Choice vote from the attendees, and he will be doing these sessions through the end of August. The winner and their guests will be invited to dinner with Cooper at a local restaurant where the image will be hung on display. There will be a Best Beard trophy for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place winners. For more information or to schedule a consultation, you can email him at steve@smcooper.com or call him at 203-393-9545. Well, the Milford Columbus Committee has named its Italian American of the Year, and he is a face many in Milford will recognize from his 2 very different professions. Douglas Ito, who is the Milford Fire Chief and a musician with a popular local band, will be named Milford's Italian American of the Year for 2015 at the annual Milford Columbus Committee dinner dance. By day, Ito watches over the city as chief of the Milford Fire Department, and by night, he can be found playing bass with the popular band Rum Runners. Milford's 8th fire chief began his career as a firefighter in 1980. He moved up through the ranks and became chief in 2013. A Milford native and graduate of Foreign High, he holds many certifications and recognitions for his daytime line of work. His side job requires him to have a little fun. The Rum Runners, formed in 1998, have played all over Connecticut and beyond, raising money and awareness for many local charities. Those include the American Lung Association, the Connecticut Burn Camp, Breast Cancer Awareness, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. In addition, many schools and youth programs have benefited from the Rum Runners doing what they love, and you can get more on that story at milfordmirror.com. Well, just to recap one of our top stories today, the Bridgeport Police Department are seeking the public's assistance in identifying 2 robbery suspects. They've released video, which we're showing right now, of one of the suspects during the incident. This happened on July 17th at around 1:30 a.m. The male victim was reportedly beaten and kidnapped from Park Avenue. The victim was then transported in his own vehicle as a passenger to People's United Bank on Park Avenue. At the bank, the victim was forced to use the ATM, and he was then abandoned there. Both suspects fled. One suspect fled with the victim's vehicle. Anyone with information regarding the incident should contact Bridgeport Police detectives at 203-581-5245. Well, Rob, one last look at today's weather.
Absolutely, Kate. Beautiful day, partly sunny. Looks like the showers are gone. We've got mid 80s for the high, a southeast wind from 5 to 10. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a chance of showers, maybe some isolated thunderstorms, humid with a low in the 60s, upper 60s looks like where we'll be. Mostly cloudy to get you started tomorrow, then becoming partly sunny, a high of 84 with a chance of some showers and thunderstorms sitting right around 50%, partly cloudy, more of the same for tomorrow evening, a low of 60. Sunny and 82 for Wednesday. More of the same on Thursday. 78, 80 will be your high on Friday. So sunny right on through as we get into the weekend. Shelton has 79, Darien has 78, and Ridgefield has 77 degrees. Kate?
All right. Thanks, Rob. Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with Fred Garrity. He's in studio today to talk about this weekend's Connecticut United ride. So that's coming up on your coffee break after this.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332. And online at stratfordsmile.com.
Did you know that taking dance lessons is a great date night idea? Arthur Murray Grand Ballroom of Greenwich is a fabulous place to learn to dance and meet new people. Located at 6 Lewis Street, our studio is staffed with professional instructors, ready to teach you salsa, waltz, rumba, hustle, tango. There's a dance for every season. And we are rated #1 on the Knot.com. We are the wedding dance specialists. Take advantage of our new student offer, only $49. Call 203-769-1800. Visit us online at arthurmurraygreenwich.com.
It's grilling season, and Walter Stewart's Market is your local destination for the finest grill-ready certified Angus beef strip steaks, skirt steaks, 100% grass-fed ribeyes, all-natural pork ribs, Arthur Ave-style kebabs, fresh-cut veggies, delicious grab-and-go salads, chilled rosé wine, and ice-cold craft brews right next door. Walter Stewart's, your fresh local market. 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, and shop online for groceries and wine delivered to your door at stewartsmarket.com.
A variety of food trucks, hands-on activities, live music, plus top superstars of women's tennis and the Men's Legends event. The 2015 Connecticut Open presented by United Technologies, August 21st through the 29th. Get your tickets today at ctopen.org.
Enjoy an autumn afternoon in the garden at the Garden House at Keeler Tavern Museum, 132 Main Street, Ridgefield, for Sweets and Sips, Sunday, September 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. Relax in our beautiful garden setting and enjoy classical music as you sample items from local bakeries, chocolatiers, sweet shops, and restaurants. Wine tasting provided by the area's best liquor stores, wine vendors, and local wineries. Sweets and Sips, presented by Hersam Acorn. Join us for a sweet time. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit hersamacorn.events/sweets and sips.
You're watching and listening to the HAN Network.
And we're back with your coffee break. I'm Kate Czaplinski, joined now by someone pretty familiar with from my days covering Trumbull, Fred Garrity, who is the director of the Connecticut United Ride. Fred, welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and Fred, the ride is this weekend, which is a little bit earlier than usual. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, this year we've been explaining to folks that we're 2 weeks early. We've had this happen once before in the 14 years. This is the 15th annual, but it's the 14th anniversary of 9/11. We've always been the week after Labor Day, which is the closest to 9/11. This has happened once before. Because September 1st is a Tuesday, then Labor Day weekend. If we went the weekend after Labor Day, we'd miss 9/11. So we have to go the last weekend in August. This happened a few years back. Next year, though, it'll change because the 15th anniversary and our 16th event will be on 9/11 on the Sunday. So our largest event to date was the 10-year anniversary in 2005. We had about 4,000 riders. So next year's will probably be another one of the record breakers. So we're next weekend.
Yeah, and I know we have some photos of past events, and really, if you haven't seen it or gone before, it really is just such like a wonderful piece of Americana. It's very patriotic, and it's really powerful, all those motorcycles riding.
It really is, and it's hard to describe because 9/11 was such a tragedy. It was a great loss for America, and one of the things, we had our thank you appreciation reception last week, and we had fire and police from all the 10 towns that we ride through come and show appreciation, and everybody gets ready, works out some details. But one of the things we talked about, the newer generations, the younger generations, if you will, if you ask them, what's December 7th? Or in reverse, when was Pearl Harbor? Not a lot of answers. But nobody's going to forget 9/11. And what we've done is we've been able to show the patriotic resilience that everybody has and turn one of the greatest tragedies we've had into a positive remembrance and celebrate the people that are there to help us every day. And that's really what this is. It's not easy to tell somebody, I went to a really cool patriotic event, but that's what this is.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of this is about honoring and helping first responders as well. Correct?
Absolutely. We have a tagline that we use. It says, the reason we ride is for those that lost their lives, for those that gave their lives, and for those that continue to put their lives on the line each day. So that kind of synopsizes, Americans were killed that day. And firefighters, police officers, first responders ran in that building on purpose. And then since then, we've had some wars, but firefighters and our first responders and police, they're there every day putting themselves in harm's way continuously. So it's a nice recognition. A lot of 9/11 events continue in smaller fashion, but this is really an original 9/11 event that has continued now annually. This is our 15th time that we're going to come together because it's done the right way. The state firefighters are the sponsor, the UPFFA of Connecticut. All the towns in Fairfield County embrace it, which we start in Norwalk and end in Bridgeport. So folks have been used to coming out on the rides. The very first year, there were very few spectators out. Last year, and Hersam has a lot of responsibility for helping get people out on that route. There were probably 10 to 15,000 spectators out last year. We started in Norwalk, and we ride through Norwalk, Westport, Wilton, Georgetown, Reading, Bethel, Newtown, Monroe, Trumbull, Fairfield, Bridgeport. It's a 60-mile ride, and people are familiar now. They've seen on many events where you have the aerial trucks, the fire trucks, 2 ladder trucks holding a 50-foot flag. Well, we have that in each of the towns, and in some of the places, there's 4, 5, 6 of them. So we have about 26 ladder trucks out. That doesn't count the hundreds of fire trucks at other intersections. We have anywhere from 50 to 75 motorcycle police in the front, local police blocking intersections. So when you have those ladder trucks, you have 500 to 1,000 people. Everywhere there's a ladder truck, that's 5 to 10,000 people right there. Now people are on their lawns, flags. They can't wait. The lawn chairs are out. When you go through the suburbs of Wilton and Reading and Bethel, folks with the tractors on the big farms pull their tractors out.
Wow.
I mean, people have now, it is so ingrained that people look for the same spectators every year in the same places, and it grows and grows every year. It's really something to see.
Yeah, and I know we have some photos up. You never get tired of seeing those ladder trucks with the big flags hanging. It just looks so amazing.
No, it puts an adrenaline in you. When I tell folks, when you describe the parking lot, it's huge and empty and black. And when we get there, we have the cadets coming this year. You're lining up the orange barrels. And the Teamster trailer from Boston comes down, the big red, white, and blue to be the backdrop for the stage. Slowly the motorcycles come. You have the DJ setting up. So now as the motorcycles line up in the parking lot, you have the firefighters from Norwalk and New Canaan come put the ladder trucks up in the parking lot for the beginning. So at the opening ceremony, you have a 50-foot American flag. You have the big red, white, and blue Teamster trailer. You have everybody in the parking lot lined up. You have rock and roll music there. You have American flags everywhere. We hand out the American flag bandanas. You have the Connecticut State Firefighters Pipe and Drum Corps come in with the bagpipes, blowing Amazing Grace. The fire bell is rung 11 times by the Norwalk Fire Department, Star Spangled Banner, Pledge of Allegiance. It really, really puts goosebumps in you and reminds everybody why we're there. A lot of our local officials, mayors, selectmen, congressmen, senators, governor, lieutenant governor, state officers are there. because they're showing their respect, and it's very cool. But that momentum is built up, and as you just described, when you leave Norwalk and we head down into Westport, there it is a few miles later. 2 more ladder trucks and other ladder trucks and people there. And it's like, wow, and the sirens are going off. And as that winds down, you get to the next town, there it is again. That goes on for 60 miles. It is really something to experience.
And how many riders do you expect this year?
It fluctuates every year. We're anywhere from 1,500 riders to 3,500 riders. It all depends on the weather. And there's really a science. We've done it so many times, we get down to the low level of analytics because we have so many participants. It really has to be beautiful weather between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. That's because we get 1,000 riders from more than 30 miles away. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, folks in Groton and New London and Middletown and farther, they look out their window, and if it's still dew out there and there's a sprinkle, they say, I don't know whether I want to ride in the rain.
Right.
But every year, if it's beautiful during that time, that's the difference in 500 to 1,000 riders showing up. Every year, the last hour, there's a crush of people said, okay, it's going to be nice, I'm heading down. But one of the very smart things we did a long time ago, the second year we ran in 2002, we started pre-registration at Captain's Cove Seaport in Bridgeport on Bostwick Avenue. And it opens at 11 a.m., and we go there till 4:30 p.m. The very first year, 2002. The first year of our event, 2001, we had 500 riders. In 2002, we started pre-registration. We had 50 riders show up to pre-register. We thought that was great. Just ... all the way down. Last year, the day before our event, we registered 1,100 people the day before.
Wow.
So that's 1,100 people over a 5.5-hour period, which is nice. It makes the day enjoyable. People hang around. There's a lot of camaraderie going on. It's a much softer, relaxed atmosphere. But on the next day, you can also come register on Ride Day in Norwalk on 10 Norden Place, and we register 1,000 people in 2 hours.
Wow.
So we need a lot more volunteers,
Yeah.
and it's a much more, it's loud. The motorcycles are staying. They're all lining up. At Captain's Cove, everybody doesn't bring their motorcycle to register. Sometimes a car comes, because we want all our listeners to know that you can go online and print a registration form. We have folks that come and register 2, 5, 10. We have one guy registers 50 or 60 people every year. As long as you have your registration forms filled out completely with the money, you get as many wristbands and bandanas as you can come register. We try and make it easy for folks. So,
And what's the website? So
the
people can get
website
those?
is ctunitedride.com and on Facebook at the CT United Ride. It would be really great if you liked our Facebook page because it helps us get the information out. And we created a Facebook event. It's right on the Facebook page, the 2015 Connecticut United Ride. It helps us plan for food. One of the reasons we ask people to pre-register the day before. Last year, we did really well. Vazzi's helps us. They reach out, and they go way beyond. John Vazzano and his whole crew and Larry LeConte, they come down. One of the things that we had last year is we had 1,000 more than we expected. So we're calling the numbers of registration on the day of the ride down to Seaside, say, okay, we're up to 1,500, we're up to 1,600, we're up to 1,700, and they're sending folks out to go buy more food to be able to feed everybody.
Wow.
So we had 1,000 more than we expected last year.
That's a big difference.
And, it's a major feat. It's a major feat, And after 2 hours, everybody gets down. They're all hungry. In less than an hour, thousands of people are fed.
Right.
It's really something to
Well,
see.
you've made it a well-oiled machine at this point,
Yeah, I'm lucky. I tell people it's run because of the people. It's very successful. There's not a lot of committees here, but there are a lot of volunteers. A lot of people help. A lot of people will call up and say, am I still doing this for you this year? Am I still doing this for you? The first few years, you're proactive. You're calling people. It's gotten to the point where several of the checkbox items are reactive. I'm receiving the calls. We have folks like Poland Springs who donate thousands of bottles of water. There are some major people stepping up, but it's really good to see the first responders get the respect that they deserve on this day, because every day they go to work, they're putting their life on their line, and every once in a while they can come out for some community spirit, and that's what we're going to do this Sunday on August 30th, and the pre-registration at the Cove from 11 to 4:30 this Saturday, the 29th.
That's great. And again, what time does it kick off and end in Bridgeport, just so people know?
The ride starts in Norwalk. Registration on Sunday, on the day of the ride in Norwalk, opens at 8 a.m. We try and tell people that registration closes at 10:45, but if there's a line, we're still going to accept them. The ride leaves when the ceremony's over. We have our opening ceremony that I described with all the participants. That begins at 10:30. So we leave anywhere from 11:15 to 11:30, and every 15-minute increment through the towns. We get through Trumbull somewhere around anywhere from 20 to 1 to 1 o'clock. It's fluid. I tell folks, we have all the permits. The towns are shut down. We don't stop for lights. But at the beginning of the procession, it's just simple math. However many intersections the leads come up on that already have a red light, that need to clear the cars.
Right.
That's a good 10 or 15-minute window on the whole ride till we get to the end. So everybody's waiting every year. We have lists in each town where all the fire departments are going to be. Folks can call your local fire department and say, where are you guys setting up?
Yep.
They really enjoy it, and we really appreciate the red, white, and blue that you see for 60 miles and people wearing it, people waving it. It is really, really awesome.
That's great. Well, Fred Garrity, thanks so much. I mean, you guys do a great job every year, and it really is an amazing event. I've gone out and watched you guys, and it's just incredible.
There are thousands of folks that deserve all the credit, and thank you for helping us, because we couldn't do it without your support. Really, the suburban support that we get from Hersam and the papers and now online here, it really helps bring everybody out. They're looking for it, and they hear it, they read it. It's great.
All right. Thanks so much, Fred. Well, we're going to take a quick break and be back with more of your coffee break after this.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332. And online at stratfordsmile.com.
Did you know that taking dance lessons is a great date night idea? Arthur Murray Grand Ballroom of Greenwich is a fabulous place to learn to dance and meet new people. Located at 6 Lewis Street, our studio is staffed with professional instructors ready to teach you salsa, waltz, rumba, hustle, tango. There's a dance for every season. And we are rated #1 on the knot.com. We are the wedding dance specialists. Take advantage of our new student offer, only $49. Call 203-769-1800. Visit us online at arthurmurraygreenwich.com.
It's grilling season, and Walter Stewart's Market is your local destination for the finest grill-ready certified Angus beef strip steaks, skirt steaks, 100% grass-fed ribeyes, all-natural pork ribs, Arthur Ave-style kebabs, fresh-cut veggies, delicious grab-and-go salads, chilled rosé wine, and ice-cold craft brews right next door. Walter Stewart's, your fresh local market. 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, and shop online for groceries and wine delivered to your door at stewartsmarket.com.
A variety of food trucks, hands-on activities, live music, plus top superstars of women's tennis and the Men's Legends event. The 2015 Connecticut Open presented by United Technologies, August 21st through the 29th. Get your tickets today at ctopen.org.
Enjoy an autumn afternoon in the garden at the Garden House at Keeler Tavern Museum, 132 Main Street, Ridgefield, for Sweets and Sips, Sunday, September 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. Relax in our beautiful garden setting and enjoy classical music as you sample items from local bakeries, chocolatiers, sweet shops, and restaurants. Wine tasting provided by the area's best liquor stores, wine vendors, and local wineries. Sweets and Sips, presented by Hersam Acorn. Join us for a sweet time. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit hersamacorn.events/sweets and sips.
You're watching and listening to the HAN Network.
And we're back with this Monday edition of your Coffee Break. Kate Czaplinski here. And we're going to wrap things up in just a couple of minutes, but do want to mention coming up later today at 2 o'clock is Nutmeg Sports with Rob Adams and Donald Ang. Rob, what do you guys have coming up?
We have Connor and Paul Balo stopping in today. Kate, of course, Connor with a special thing that he's going to tell us all about. He's been on the show before, but we're going to talk to him a little more about it, and we might have a gift for him as well. So a little something there. And Paul, of course, was heavily involved in that Trumbull New England Regional of the Babe Ruth World Series, which ended last week. The World Series did on a walk-off by the team out of California. In fact, I heard the play-by-play call and saw it was a nice line drive single that ended that. We're also going to have members of the Stratford Breakettes. Their manager and general manager will be here as well. So a busy show. John Stratton, Bob Baird will both be with us from the Breakettes, along with Donald Eng and myself, and it'll be a good show, 2 o'clock today, getting you set for what's going to happen tomorrow. This will be our only live Nutmeg in the usual studio form, Kate. Of course, we'll be in Norwalk tomorrow with some special guests, and more beyond that as we get into Wednesday. That's what we call a tease in the broadcasting business. Kate, back to you.
All right, thanks, Rob. Well, we should say your coffee break will be coming at 11 tomorrow from Norwalk. That's before we have some big announcements and exciting news. But we're going to wrap up this edition of your coffee break. Have a great Monday, everyone.
This is the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, arts, and entertainment in southwestern Connecticut and beyond.